What's up, guys? It's Tony and Bruno here, and welcome back to Man Cave Studios. Before I continue, I know that he's been in a lot of videos recently, just kind of in the background, of course, and that is because my parents are currently on a cruise. Not currently, I'm recording this like 6 days before it actually comes out, but that's why he's been here. I've been dog-sitting him. He likes the basement, so if this is not entertaining enough for you, then I have this added entertainment value sitting right next to me. And this added entertainment value is a very good boy. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of what I do on this channel is sports related. I talk about sports, I play sports in those challenge videos, I make skits about sports. There's a lot of stuff that I do that relates to sports. But one thing that I haven't made a video about is when I used to actually play sports, like competitively play against other people and not just crossbar challenges in my backyard against people 3 years younger than me, but actually like going out and joining teams and playing sports. So today, that's what I'm going to talk about. So I think we have to start with when I was about 6 years old. I played t-ball. That was the only competitive form of baseball that I ever played because I was terrible at it. Most of the time, I couldn't tell first base from third base. I was 6, and I wasn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed even then. So we were the Tigers, and we wore orange, and that's about all I really remember aside from being terrible at it and not being able to hit a pitch when it was thrown to me. So needless to say, baseball was never my sport, even though I hit absolute bombs at the softball field now with a wiffle ball bat, but that's, just me throwing it up to myself. I still can't hit a pitch that anyone throws at me. Next sport I got into was soccer, and I got into this when I was about 7 years old, I think, and I joined a team where my neighborhood friend's dad was the coach, and my neighborhood friend was on that team, and we were really good. That was probably the best team that I had been on in terms of how successful we were. We only lost 2 games the whole season, and I can't believe I remember this, but it was to the same team, and I justified losing those games because that team also, maybe, I think this is true, but I'm not entirely sure, lost to a team that we had beat. So I tried to rationalize this, and what I came up with in the end was that we were the champions because they lost to that other team. After that season, I joined a different soccer team, one that was in the next town over, because my friend, I think, stopped playing at that point, so I joined the team. I also came up with the team name. I tried to carry the whole Dragons theme over. We were the Purple Dragons the last year, so this new team that I joined, we were named the Blue Dragons because we wore blue, and everybody apparently liked that idea. And that was when I kind of got turned away from soccer because I was on a team with kids that really didn't care about playing well. They were just there to kind of goof around and have fun, and I was more interested in just playing soccer. So that was pretty much when I took a break from soccer for a while. Next sport I got into was basketball. That was, I think, a year or 2 after my last soccer season. My neighborhood friend and his dad were also in the same roles on that team. His dad was a coach. He was, I don't remember what position he played, probably point guard because he's short like me. And this was, kind of recreation. We weren't too good. We weren't abysmal. We won some games. We lost some games. I remember my friend hit a buzzer beater once that happened after the buzzer. But what I really liked about playing in that league was that my friend was on a different team who I went to elementary school with. So the couple of times that we played that team, I really was looking forward to it because I got to play against my friend, and everyone in the crowd really could see that we were friends. Every time that we would both be on the court together, I would be guarding him, he would be guarding me, even though he was like a foot taller than me, but we would both be smiling and having a good time. So that was fun. I enjoyed that. When I got to middle school, or pseudo middle school, 5th grade, I joined the basketball team at my school. I was on the B team for 2 years, 5th grade and 6th grade. And I absolutely hated being on the B team because that meant that I had to stay and watch the A team play the whole game and not get any work done in the process. And granted, I was pretty bad, honestly. Like, I could barely score. I had this thing where I attempted a 3 every game and I never made one. And that kind of stemmed from me trying to hit a buzzer beater, which I almost did one time, but I hit the rim. So yeah, I just didn't enjoy being on the B team. I really wanted to be on the A team. So the next year, instead of waiting it out, which I should have probably done, because the coach, who was my teacher, told me that I would be on the A team that year because I was in 7th grade at that point, and once you get to actually middle school, you get more minutes. Instead of sticking it out, I just dropped basketball, and I didn't play that year. And that was the last time that I played competitive basketball, was the previous year, 6th grade. However, that year in 7th grade, I did go back to soccer, and that was my last season of soccer because I left the school after that because that's when we moved up here. And I don't remember how good or bad that team was. I remember we lost some games. I really didn't like that because there were several kids on that team that I just really didn't like. And I actually talked about quitting because, you know, they were just kind of all in your face. And it's like, you know, you're trying to form a team and these kids were just being annoying and talking about things that weren't soccer related. And pretty much like before, they were goofing around. I did not care for that. I just wanted to play soccer. And then 3 years later, I played recreation soccer at my township, both in the fall and the spring of when I was in 10th grade. And that team we were pretty good. The thing was, we only played one other town, and that other town had a lot of kids that signed up, so they split that into 2 teams. And all of the really good players were on one team, and all of the not-so-good players were on the other team. So needless to say, we would always lose one of those matches and then win the other match every time that we played these guys. So we were probably about a 500 team both seasons. At the end of the year, because the coach's kids were going off to college, he said that he was done coaching, and so they wound up disbanding the league. The kids that I still played with were going to other townships and playing recreation soccer elsewhere. I wasn't in the mood for that. I wanted to play in my township, and I didn't want to go make friends with somebody from another town, I guess. And also, I was having academic problems that year. If you go back and watch the first Storytime video of the season, that was the same year that I struggled in school. And that's pretty much it for me in terms of competitive sports. But I also was part of an intramural flag football team when I was in college, and then hopefully this coming semester I'll be able to join an intramural soccer team or something because I really want to get back into playing soccer, at least a little bit. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I don't know how short this video was. I thought it would be shorter again, but I'm not very good with making these videos short. But thank you guys so much for watching. Click like if you like this video, subscribe for more, and peace out, broskies.